Good morning, guys. I'm Melissa and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, this is my space on the internet where I like to spread positivity and share my insights and ideas on life with the hopes that they inspire you to create your best life. And today I'm going to be speaking all about relationships and sharing with you 5 positive habits for a healthy, happy relationship. And the idea for this video came because Alex and I recently celebrated our 5th anniversary of being together. It was on May 21st. And I was reflecting on the things that I believe make our relationship so strong. And so I'm going to share with you 5 positive habits to create a strong, lasting, happy relationship. And number 1 is to not sweat the small stuff. I think this is so important because often in relationships we want the person that we're with to tick all of the boxes of everything that we possibly want in a mate. And I think that that's a lot of pressure to put on someone, and it's probably quite unrealistic and unattainable for that person to fulfill every one of our single needs that we have, and it just leaves you and them feeling disappointed. So I try to keep in perspective, what are my highest values? What are the things that are truly most important to me, and does this person also have those as their highest values? And then when it comes to everything else, don't sweat it, let it go. If the person doesn't like the same cereal as you, or they don't like the same music as you, or maybe they have a couple little annoying habits that aren't your favorite thing in the world, are they really worth picking a fight over, or are they the small stuff? And learning to just let that other stuff go can really minimize conflict in your relationship and stress as well. And if you are single, I have a tip for something to keep in mind when you are looking to meet that perfect match for you. And it is to identify your highest values, the things that are truly, truly most important to you in life, and to make sure that that other person also has those same highest values. And so those things are not the small stuff. Those are things that if you have huge, fundamentally different values on what is important to you, that can cause a lot of conflict in a relationship. For example, if your highest value is health and fitness, and it's so important to you to have a life that is focused and directed toward health and fitness and wellness, and you are with a person who really doesn't care about that as much, it's not a priority to them, this can lead to a lot of frustration, and it can also lead down the path of you constantly trying to change them, because I don't believe that we can change other people. Other people can change by their own free will and by their own decision, but that is unpredictable and that's up to them. So we can't change other people. If you're going into a relationship thinking, well, this person doesn't care about health and fitness and it's really important to me, but you know, I'll influence them and I'll change them and I'll get them to care about it, that can take a lot of your energy. It can be very frustrating. For me personally, when I met Alex, I knew right away that he had the self-motivation that I love. Like, I love that quality, and I really admire that in people. He is extremely loyal, extremely loving. He loves me unconditionally, and all of the other qualities that he has that I really respect and that are high on my list of values, he has those. And so the fact that he doesn't particularly like walking and I love to walk, sometimes I find myself thinking or saying to him, come on, let's go for a walk, let's go walk for an hour and let's go talk and walk. And it's just not really his thing. He will come with me once in a while to go for a walk, but he doesn't really like walking. I think he finds it kind of boring. And so that to me is the small stuff, because I can walk and film videos, I walk and listen to audiobooks, I walk with my friends, my neighbors, I walk with Beckham, our dog. I don't pick a fight over the little things, I let those things slide. So just take some time to ask yourself, what are your highest values? Examples of this could be, as I said, health and fitness, or someone who is entrepreneurial. Maybe you're very entrepreneurial and it's really important to you to be with someone else who also has that entrepreneurial spirit, and you want to create a business with your partner, and that's really important to you in life. So that was habit number one, don't sweat the small stuff. Second habit is communication. Not being able to communicate effectively with your partner can cause so much frustration in relationships. And I just think it's so important to be able to speak with each other respectfully and to take the time to resolve issues when you notice them. To not ignore things. If you can tell that the other person's upset about something, like Alex is really good about this. If he notices that I seem frustrated or upset, he always is the first one to say, like, let's stop what we're doing. What are you upset about? I can tell that you're mad at me, or I can tell that you're not, happy about something right now. What is it? And I think that that's so important, because even though in the moment, sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to talk about it right now, he is the one who always says, let's speak about it, let's resolve this. And I'm not sure if you've heard this before, but it is a very popular piece of relationship advice, and it is to not go to bed angry. I don't think we've ever had an argument or a relationship issue that lasted more than a few hours, because we just resolve it immediately. So prioritize communication. Okay, so the next one is to set boundaries, and specifically to have non-negotiables in the relationship. So certain lines that you just do not cross. And I feel very strongly about this. No matter how angry we may get, Alex and I do not ever call each other names, swear at each other, and there's just certain lines that we really do not cross. And I think this is so important, because I truly believe that how you start off the relationship is how it tends to continue. So if you're in a brand new relationship, think about how things are going, and those are the patterns that you're creating for the years to come in your relationship. And so I really believe in not hitting below the belt. It might be easy when you're angry to just say really hurtful things, and yes, you can apologize and forgive, but I feel that once you cross that line of speaking to each other very disrespectfully, that the memory of that can remain, and it can do a lot of damage emotionally to the relationship. And so I'm a big believer in setting boundaries in all relationships, not just a romantic relationship. All right, the next positive habit for a happy and healthy relationship is to laugh a lot. Life can get stressful, life can have its challenges, and that's why it's so important to laugh together. This can be as simple as finding a funny TV show that you guys love to watch together and laugh to every week. Alex and I send each other funny memes and funny videos on Facebook and funny photos. We have our inside jokes, and I just think that's one of the most enjoyable parts of our relationship, is just the times that we laugh and be silly with one another, and I just really love that. My next piece of advice is to not lose yourself in the relationship, to maintain your own sense of identity, to keep the things that you've always loved, keep those things a part of your life still. Some sacrifice is natural in a relationship because compromise is important, but all too often, and not to generalize, but I'm going to generalize, often women, I find, give up the things that they love so that they can do what their partner likes. And he or she doesn't like these type of movies, so we'll watch these movies instead. And before you know it, you've given up your friends that they don't like to hang out with, you've given up the music that you like, all of these other aspects of you and your personality, and you've lost yourself in the relationship. This can cause a lot of resentment. And just remember, the person who truly loves you for you, and not expect you to change everything about yourself so that you can fit the perfect mold of the person that they want to be with. one of the biggest, I guess, compliments, just something that I've always remembered, and I find myself referring back to it and saying it again and again to people. And it's just a personal story. So the first time Alex came to Toronto to meet my family and my aunt, who I'm very close with, I kind of felt like maybe she was going to be the hardest on my new boyfriend at the time. She met him, and I remember I was talking to her in the kitchen, and I was like, so what do you think of him? What do you think of Alex? And after like 10 minutes of talking to him, she was just like, I love him. She's like, I love him for you. I'm like, that was easy. How can you say that already? You just, only spoken to him for a few minutes. And she said, I was watching you while he was there, and like how you guys were interacting, I guess. And she said, you're the same Melissa that you always have been. She's like, you didn't change. You're not changing your mannerisms or acting differently because he's around. You're comfortable and you're just yourself. And I was like, that's so true. I think, and I look back at a previous relationship that I had, and that wasn't true at all. I felt that I had to act differently and on edge and trying to overcompensate for things, and it didn't flow well. And with Alex, it's true. I can just be myself, my same jokes and my same quirky ways and all of the different aspects of me. I don't feel like I need to change anything to feel comfortable and feel loved by him. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button to be notified of my future uploads. If you have a question for me or something that you would like me to share about in a video, feel free to leave that in the comment section, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.